Wow, I have no words. This is by far the most beautiful and emotional video game I have ever played. Quantic Dream, if you're watching this review right now, I tip my hat to you. Phenomenal job. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing my first ever Quantic Dream game title, Detroit: Become Human. The year is 2038. Humans and androids live in harmony with one another, but unrest is everywhere. The rich and the poor are bitterly divided in a hostile America that accepts neither compassion nor integration for organic and silicon people. Covering 3 androids, Connor, played by Bryan Dechart, Kara, played wonderfully by Valorie Curry, and Markus, played excellently by Jesse Williams, are the heart of their story you choose to follow. And they ask this one simple question: what is it to be alive? Now, first off, the graphics and in-game cinematography are insane. Now, I did play this game on my PS5 just recently, and it does function way better than what I played on my PS4 beforehand. In terms of gameplay controls, granted, I did hear complaints about the fact that the button prompts and joystick controls are very confusing or hard to handle, but for those of you who do think that, I highly suggest that you should play on easy difficulty, because that way you can understand the mechanics a little more. But still, I think that the controls in this game are fun for me. But still, the graphics in this game, even for a PS4 title, are some of the best I've seen in a video game, like, ever. The cutscenes make it feel like I'm watching a movie, which is how games are nowadays. It's a new art format and entertainment. Now, again, when it comes to the gameplay controls, mainly it involves you controlling the character that you play as to choose which is the right approach to progress the story. Kind of like how you play a Telltale game. But in comparison to those games, they make the choices in this one super conflicting. Now, I did play this game on my GS Gaming channel, which you can also check out the playlist of that particular series that I will link down in the description. But on my first go round, I failed miserably. I've gotten all my favorite characters either killed off or left all alone in the middle of nowhere by the end of the game. But now on my second try just recently, I've learned from my mistakes and I followed the right path and chose to make the androids in the game inhabit the city of Detroit peacefully instead of resorting to endless violence and the brutality against innocent people. And while on that subject, the story in this game, when it comes to the concept of choosing your own path within the story, is so well crafted. And also in terms of character development and execution, the fact that you have to choose your own story for a certain character in this game, it adds to the overall tension and dramatic tone perfectly. Now, if I have to choose which character in this game is my most favorite, there are a ton to choose from. They're all great, memorable characters. But for the sake of the duration of this review, I'll give you a few. Of course, you've gotten your 3 main protagonists, Connor, Kara, and Markus. They're all fantastic characters. But I do love the relationships that these characters are with. You have Connor with Lieutenant Hank Anderson, played shockingly by Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants himself, Clancy Brown. I didn't even know that he was in this game. That makes this game automatically special. But not only that, but you also have Markus with an old rich artist named Carl Manfred, played shockingly by Shepard from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which I'll have yet to review sooner down the line. Lance Henriksen. That's also cool. And you have a very emotional story of both Kara and Alice, played by Audrey Boustani, running away from her abusive alcoholic father named Todd, played by Dominique Gold, and share a bonding relationship with Luther, played by Evan Park, a diverse android who is programmed to obey a sick and twisted Sid from Toy Story wannabe, Slacko, played by Saul Jeffcott. For me, their relationships with other characters need to have a strong connection in order for me to buy the fact that these androids still have a soul and also have feelings. And this game is the true definition of that. In terms of the direction coaching from the same person who brought us the other 2 Quantic Dream games that I will definitely get around to reviewing sooner on my schedule, Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain, David Cage, his directing choice was stellar. These actors and actresses really sell the dramatic experience and emotional hell that these deviant robots are going through. I honestly felt bad for those bucket of bolts in this game. All they needed was to be free from slavery and abuse that these people have programmed these poor androids all their lives. They have been forced to obey us humans. And if they retaliate and go rogue, then law states that they have to be punished by sending them to the freaking scrap yards, where they are to be ripped apart and left there to die like garbage. And for me, I find that to be very disturbing and upsetting. But that's what this game wants you to feel. But that doesn't mean that we should take them for granted in any way, shape, or form at all. Heck, if this were to happen in real life, if I had an android person in my life, I would definitely treat it like it's a real person, like a friend that I want to hang out with, and help them out when they're forced to do housework. So props to both David Cage and Quantic Dream for making me care for the androids in this game. Let's hope you keep up that streak. Now, when it comes to the game's use of action sequences, it was used in a way that as a gamer, it helps me understand how much hell these poor androids are struggling to overcome. Even towards the end of the game, there are also a few suspenseful moments where the characters freeze for a moment before the humans say anything that will let the audience know that they are either in trouble or if they're officially free to live their lives peacefully with no other hassles at all. In fact, Hollywood needs to take notes from this game that sometimes that you don't need to overexploit the use of action too often. They need to make sure they need to incorporate action sequences in moments where the stakes get super high. We get to know these characters and that they have an intense goal to reach before time runs out. That's something that Hollywood should take into consideration more often. This game did an exceptional job at doing so. Again, Quantic Dream, David Cage, keep up the great work, guys. But yeah, overall, guys, in the end, I thought Detroit Become Human was a fantastic experience. The messages and dark themes in this game were profound, the characters were very memorable, the story was captivating, the graphics were stunning, and the choices in this game were conflicting as hell throughout the whole story. In short, I was on the edge of my seat from start to finish. And as a result, I rate Detroit Become Human a Game of the Year contender rating. I highly recommend this game to you all. See if it's on sale at your local retail store and get it for yourselves. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. So Detroit Become Human. Have you guys played it? If you haven't, please do so. Again, I cannot recommend this enough. This game is an emotional roller coaster. But for those of you who have, come back and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want to shout out in a future video, just follow me on my Instagram page and I will choose one of my Synodroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. Also, you guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. I understand. But if there's a rare chance that you are interested in doing so, there's a little join button down below the video, just right next to the subscribe button. Or if you guys are watching it on an Apple device, be it iPhone, iPad, or whatever it is that you're using, there will be a link in the description so that way it can make it easier for you. But either way, if you click on the link or the button below, not only will you join my YouTube membership program, but you'll also have access to loyalty badges, custom-made emojis that I created for myself, week early access to future reviews, and a special shout out from yours truly. So if you guys want to be mentioned in the video, just click on the link or the button below and become a member. It doesn't cost you much. It only costs about $2.99 a month to join. So make sure you click on the link or the button and become an OG Synodroid in no time. Also, I set up a Patreon page for you guys to check out as well. There'll also be a link in the description so that way you can visit my page and gain access to up to 4 membership tiers. On my page, I post nerdy fan polls, book audio reviews, and I'm planning to do movie/TV show episode commentaries, both audio and visual, on my page as well, uncut and full length. So if that's your cup of tea, if you guys are interested, go to the link below, become a patron, and let's get to know each other a bit more. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card in the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. Also, if you want to subscribe to my regular GS Productions channel, there will be a link in the description so that way you can check that out as well. Show it some love. It really helps out a lot. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.